Hi, welcome to another episode of That's a Thing Too Overture. It is episode 100,
Yeah,
and it is Wednesday, February the 19th.
yeah. I didn't have like I know the gimmick. The gimmick was every time you go, and it was supposed to be every 100. We changed to a different guilty gear, but I'm just lazy. I'm kind of lazy right now, so I don't want to draw
Also,
anything.
it's appropriate we just stay on Overture until there's a meaningful update to improve the quality of the podcast.
Yeah, like we gotta wait till Xrd. Like when Xrd comes out, then you're like, oh, maybe
Yeah,
Xrd will
it's
come
it's
out.
It's gonna all be we're gonna all locally record our own audio and then splice it together so it
Oh,
sounds like we're
listen, the plan for Xrd, and then I'd implement the like PNG talking head things, and it turned like because it has to be that like level of
big jump.
big jump when you because like when you saw like Xrd for the first time, you're like, holy crap. At least I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, no, it's when they walk out and you're just like, oh, sick, a new Guilty Gear, and then they clash, and then the camera whips around, and your brain processes for a second, like, wait, wait.
Yeah, you're like, oh, that's 3D. They solved it.
I think Arc System Works is responsible for modern anime. It's
Well, I think maybe there was because I think
like,
they were always going to do the CG, but I think Arc System
yeah,
Works is like, oh, now the CG can look okay.
yeah. Like now it can look stylized and good and not just Pixar and Disney.
Yeah, you
Like
can't.
that and Into the Spider-Verse are the big moments of like, oh, this is what computer animation can do.
Into the Spider Verse was the thing that let like the Western animation say you don't just have to copy Pixar.
Yep.
Now you can copy Into the Spider Verse and Pixar, and you know what? That's better. That's an improvement.
Yep. It made Puss in Boots 2 a much better movie for copying Spider-Verse.
I made Puss in Boots 2 like legit incredible. Like I still think like the storytelling of Puss in Boots 2, if told like a traditional Shrek, would be fine. But I would not have watched it if it didn't look like what it looked like.
Yeah, case in point, I didn't watch the first Puss in Boots.
I hear the first Puss in Boots is not very good,
Um,
but
it makes me think of um, watching watching Dragon Ball Daima and watching Invincible, and like it's not fair. The animation quality is clear. Like, oh, this is the 40th anniversary celebration of Dragon Ball, so of course it gets like budget and funding and gets to look really good.
yeah,
Uh,
Invincible's
and then
like
Invincible is like Amazon trying to do the bare minimum to make it look average. So it looked like that's the God, they're cutting corners to look passable. Like they're not cutting it's not like a cheap anime like Yamishibai where it's just like, oh, we know our budget is less, so we just approach it our animation style from a different vantage point to get the most out of what we can do. Amazon is just like, make it look like The Simpsons and here's half the budget.
we want it so like we're gonna spend our budget animation budget so when people post this like 20-second gif on social media, people go, oh man, that's cool, and then the rest of the episode's gonna be looking like Yami Shibai.
I even think the 20-second clips are good. Like
Oh, they've gotten
it's
they've
like
gotten
a
worse.
like I think the only thing that looked really good is when Omni Man kills the not Justice League, the Guardians of the Globe. But like the big hype moment in the first season where he goes on a planet destroying Rampage in the other dimension,
Yeah,
it's literally just a static 3D model of him in the Superman pose, just going like a kid with a car flying through the air. Like that's
it's
all that scene is.
it's that thing in Gundam or Dragon Ball Z where like they zoom out and then they show the light just going around and you're like, oh man, they're going real fast, aren't they?
Yeah.
The lights just spinning around, and you're like, oh,
Also, there's like a weird, like, I don't know, like optical issue with that show where like they're like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like anti-aliasing, but I don't know. I don't know what that really means. I just know this has like weird, like frame to frame bleeding. Like I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. I can just tell it looks weird. Like I think I'm supposed to have motion blur turned on for this show.
I want. Speaking because we're similar on superhero talk. So like, my dad showed me the trailer for like the new Daredevil season on Disney. And am I a
Oh yeah.
fool for thinking that it'll be good?
I mean,
Because
the
it
first
looks
season's pretty
okay.
good. I like the second season. It's definitely not as strong. The weirder part is like season 2 was already an adaptation of the Born Again storyline from the comics, and then this one is being called Daredevil Born Again. So it's like, didn't you already didn't you kind of do this already?
Because
Maybe.
like like I'm kind of excited for it. It's interesting because because my dad got Disney Plus. He upgraded the
Yeah.
Hulu to include Disney
Ooh,
Plus.
that means you have Dragon Ball Daima now.
Oh, I have like it's on net. Like I could watch it. I could watch Dragon Ball Daima if I wanted to.
It's good.
I just right
It's
now
good.
I've been watching like Gundams.
Yeah,
That's been my thing. I've been
I've
craving
caught
it.
up to it, so
I saw the
now I have
spoiler.
to
I'm not
wait.
gonna say the spoiler.
Oh yeah, this I like how he looks.
I think it's cool.
I think it's an improvement over the previous
I
design.
think the spoiler looks better because they kept the proportions. You know?
Um, no, because I think his proportions are different in the actual version, and I like that better.
Ah, but I like it. I like what they're doing
Yeah.
there. I felt like they should have done that maybe in Super, but what do I know? What do I know? I don't know anything about
I'm
Dragon
glad they
Ball.
didn't do it in Super. I still think it's kind of dumb. I
I
just like it here.
Well, it's more fitting. I feel like when you're
Yeah.
in the demon realm, you can get more like fanciful.
Yeah.
I also think that Dragon Ball still has like there's like this Dragon Ball mystique where it can get away with stuff and I'm like, yeah, no, that's cool. Like
Yeah,
any
it's
other shonen
Tori
jump show.
Toriyama has injected the right level of like dumb early in the series, so you're just like, oh yeah, I'm on board.
But I would say it's simultaneously like the dumb, but also like the fight scenes that just kind of like, oh man, he powered up even more, and now he's. And I'm like, yeah, like it still hits on Dragon Ball. Like if I'm
Yeah,
watching like if I'm watching, I don't know. Like if Luffy was in a fight and he just powered up and then like his hair turned a different color. Like if Gear
if Gear 5
5,
was just the same as Gear 2 but
yeah,
faster and stronger.
yeah, I would say that's bull. I don't like it. But like in Dragon Ball Z does it or Dragon Ball does it, and I clap. I'm like, yeah, peak cinema every time. Goku's hair turned a different color and he got even stronger, and then I clap. But like no other Shonen Jump gets away with that. None of them.
Yeah.
Like they all, it's like no. If you power up, it has to be different or weird or special. But Dragon Ball, because it was the first, it gets to do it. If Vegeta
Well,
turned,
I mean, Popeye was first.
well, yeah. But I'm just saying, Dragon Ball in terms of current anime, and I still count it as current anime.
Yeah, it's still coming
It's
out. It's
still
still
going.
current.
It gets to you just charge up. The number went up, and now he's doing the Kamehameha, and it's really strong. I'm like, yeah, he did it.
I will say the only downside to watching the sub is it's not called the special beam cannon.
The Makoku. Hey, Nolan.
Heyo.
We're discussing the spoiler of Dragon Ball Daima.
But we're not saying what it is.
We're not saying what it is.
I know. But look, I'm happy that's canon now. Awesome.
Yeah, we like it.
It's one of the coolest things ever. I'm glad it's back.
I like it. I like it as an idea. I think it's.
I like it because it looks cooler than, the other ones.
I don't know. I would.
I like this. I like this redesign of it. I think it makes it look cooler.
It is true.
It makes him look more apey.
I still think half Ultra Instinct looks the coolest. Like
just the black
Ultra
hair with
Instinct,
the light aura.
Yeah, I think that looks really cool.
Because it's like it's still you, but like there's like a sheen on you.
Yeah,
essentially.
It's like you've broken the limits again, which as we've said before we were talking just before we got here, that Dragon Ball gets to do it. No other Shonen Jump or basically media gets to say the hair turned color different and we clapped because it was good. Like that would be slop in like any other show, but in that one I'm like, nah, it's good every time. Yeah, but
if like a new shonen did that, we'd be like, golly, this sucks. This is awful.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, this is lazy.
It's really lazy.
Lazy. Horrible writing, guys.
But like, his hair turned different color, and he got even stronger. Like Jotaro went superstar platinum. It has nothing. It turned a different color.
Yep. Well, hold on. His hair went one color, and then his hair went another color. Oh my gosh.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I know. Like, we've got to Jujutsu Kaisen has to have negative energy so it can multiply by itself to get the positive, and it needs exponential damage.
You have to do that infinity slash to hit through the. But that's different. Like, although, listen, Jujutsu Kaisen, if the final way to beat Sukuna was you got really, really strong and your hair turned yellow and you could punch him real hard, I would buy it. That would be fine.
Yep, that's where Gojo went wrong. His hair stayed white the whole fight.
Yeah, he should have started. He should have dyed it black, and then if he would have went yellow, then white.
Yeah, Yuji should have just gone Super Saiyan. That would have been over in a second.
Oh man, it would have been done.
Oh.
And everyone would have accepted.
We saw when Goku sword fought with a finger.
Yeah.
What's
the slashes
Dismantle and Cleave gonna do when you got a Super Saiyan finger?
Yeah, you're done. It's over. You can't stop.
And he got instant transmission. Sorry. Yo, you thought Boogie Woogie was good? Instant transmission is right there.
Instant transmission is so busted.
Yeah, I saw the return of Cooler.
I even like that in the manga where like Vegeta says, "I'm not using this anymore. It's too good." Like, yeah, that's arrogance in Vegeta, which I appreciate. But yeah, it's like, yo, that's really hard.
Yeah, it's busted.
I'm boogie woogieing, yeah, with myself in 4 different ways. Figure it out, nerd. But anyway, I wanted or just whatever. I wanted to say a fond farewell to the Pooh's Adventure Wiki. The Pooh's Adventure Wiki is gone. What do you know about the Pooh's Adventures?
Okay. I had so what is this? Because I see.
Yeah, I have.
Okay, so
this
Pooh's
seems like the
Adventures
kind of
Wiki
trash Kevin finds
is
because he's terminally online.
But this is like classic trash. This is like the classic trash where it's just, it's a bunch of people probably neurodivergent, Like,
I really should have read this earlier because now this looks insane.
oh, it's insane. And it's basically like a bunch of people who are neurodivergent. They made a wiki and they wanted to like cross over literally everything they've enjoyed since like age 3. So
Pooh's Adventure, Star Wars episode.
yeah, Pooh's Adventures of Star Wars episode 2.
Where they team up with Team Rocket and Darth Vader and the Emperor to defeat a trapped ghost in Mewtwo's...
Mewtwo's ghost trap.
Yeah, Mewtwo's ghost. Yeah, no, okay.
Yeah, like it's basically all that. It's just nonsense. It's just complete nonsense, but it's that kind of like wholesome nonsense where like they are not getting off on this. They are not like there's no racism. There's no like clearly dog whistle Nazi dog. It's just a bunch of like autistic nerds doing their own stuff. And there's rules to the wiki where like if you're writing your like fanfic / movie summary, then the characters couldn't be used in another one until it was over. So like if you wanted to use Timon and Pumbaa, then you can't use them until Timon and Pumbaa's Adventures of Sailor Moon is over. Sailor Moon. There's like another one. There's Tito's Adventures, where Tito
I like that they respect each other's toys.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's nice.
There's a purity here. There's like I was legitimately sad because this is like old internet, like how like old internet cringe used to be, where it was harmless. It had rules. You looked at it, you laughed at it because it was insane. But like these people aren't like they're not turning into like radicalized Nazis. So, it's okay. They're literally not hurting anyone. No one's getting hurt here.
Yeah, they're not like we're the Uber race. It's more like I wish that Goku and Timon and Pumbaa and Mickey Mouse could go on an adventure together.
Yeah, that's kind of like what they.
I'm like,
it's
awesome.
It's that base urge, and then they just kind of did it, and you're like, you know what? Good for you. Here's I'm posting in the chat. Like this is
the kind of
Pooh's Adventures,
Pooh
and Ash's Adventures of Scooby-Doo Halloween Castle at Dracula's Castle.
I'm sorry, is that the house from Monster House?
Yes. You see the characters on the left
entire
side?
Monster House.
Oh, I love this. I love this so much.
Oh my god, there are Skullgirls in here.
Yeah, no, it's everything. Remember, like, because of the neurodivergence, it's literally like everything from age 3 to like your current, which is why you have like Skullgirls. You also have like the Sesame Street characters and regular
I see the count.
Like Ronald McDonald. Like it just compounds upon itself, and then you're looking at this and you're like, yeah. But remember, because of the neurodivergence, they're like keeping track. It's on the wiki. So like each one of these gets progressively more and more. And it was pure. And the current theory of what happened, of why it got deleted, is that fandom, the scourge of all wikis, didn't like that these fan wikis were coming up when people were searching. So like when someone's trying to search for like Godzilla and it's coming up with Winnie the Pooh's Adventures of Godzilla, where he teamed up with Buzz Lightyear of Star Command and Simba to go to the Scooby-Doo house, and then people are like, oh, so they deleted it.
Someone's looking up the Dark Rangers. They're like, what's this?
Yeah. What do you mean that Andross was teaming up with that one dinosaur from Land Before Time?
Wait, hold on a second. I was looking up the nostalgia credit. How come the evil bad guy from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, the Joker, and Penguin, as well as Andross, are showing up at the same time? This doesn't seem right.
The nostalgia critic in there. But yeah, it's like
I love those real people too.
Oh yeah, no, it's what makes it pure. And you're like, yeah, no, I get it. But there's like,
oh my god, Lloyd in space.
Yeah, it's one of these where like it's like a complete fever dream, but I also like I kind of want to see their vision. Like I want to see.
Oh, I do not. This is 100% the kind of thing where I get flashbacks to getting cornered by some like poor neurodivergent guy in the mall
Yeah.
asking me if Baby Dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh and Charizard could be friends.
Yeah.
And you go,
And it's like,
I
no.
guess.
And it's
walk
just like,
away.
I cannot. How do I politely excuse myself from this conversation?
Okay. Well, no, but yeah, you don't listen. But you're looking in as as you're seeing Guile hanging out with the squid and Lloyd in space.
Look at his face.
But it's like oh, because they did make like their own videos, which were
my
just
God.
like clearly they would show like Jurassic Park, and then they'd edit in footage of like Winnie the Pooh, and they'd put like a bold text of being like, "Uh-oh, Pooh, there's T-Rex."
Oh my God.
But it's gone now. So like, rest in peace. Rest
Rest in peace. Very, very niche
It's
little slice of the internet.
but it's like this is becoming less and less as the internet like turns into its final horrible form.
5 websites.
Yeah, like websites
Yeah.
in weird areas where this would happen. And it's like I miss it. I miss this. Because it
It's
makes
just
you
turning boring and racist.
exactly like
Yeah.
Andrew, I would take like 1,000 Pooh Adventures weird things than like racist Facebook with AI memes that old people are confused by. Like that's terrible.
Baby crying in like the middle of a desert, and someone saying, "Like this, if
Like
you
for
think
help,
this is bad."
love Jesus.
Yeah.
Like let me tell
What
you.
would you do in this situation? Like Grandma, it's AI. Stop.
Stop giving it likes. You're funding it.
Yeah.
Instead, make your
Grandma,
own.
this is shit post.
Yeah.
Grandma, just go on the wiki and then tie all your favorite TV shows into one massive crossover cinematic universe.
How do I explain to distant family to not reply to shit posts and don't reply to people who reply to shit posts?
You can't. You just gotta
You
get
can't.
off. You just gotta turn off that Facebook. You just gotta.
Well, I don't know. It looks so real. I'm like, okay.
No, it doesn't. Let's start there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. AI could
Grandma,
make
that-
Pooh and Ash's Adventure of Scooby Doo Halloween Hassle at Dracula's Castle.
Never.
They never could.
Chat GPT, make me this. You can't do it. You're not.
Alright, sorry,
smart
those
enough.
are copyrighted characters. You need to get permission from their owners
Yeah, you
before I
need
can
to
use
use
them.
the Chinese one that don't care.
Oh yeah,
Because China don't care. They'll just do it.
the Chinese one that's like, yeah, I'm just gonna, just tank that stock market because I'm running so well.
Yeah. Yep, I'm just gonna actually make an open sourced one, like y'all say you're doing, but you're not.
Oh, I just don't.
Love it.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I need to say my piece about Pooh Adventures Wiki. They don't make
Or
them.
one out for Pooh.
We're pouring one out.
Yeah, rip and piss.
Maybe they'll figure out how to do it again. Maybe it'll come back. But just
Maybe it's somewhere on the Wayback Machine. Who knows?
it was hard.
I really wonder. I feel like someone in that group must have backlogged all of it.
Oh,
100%.
there is a hard drive that is just filled to the brim.
The sad thing is that like a lot of it, I would say most of it is not really funny. A lot of it is just like Wikipedia descriptions of like movies that they crossed over. So you're not getting the full fan fiction experience that you want. Like you want them to just this mess of all these characters trying to fit in together, and you want to see it, but really it's just like here's the plot synopsis of episode 3 Revenge of the Sith, and you're like, oh
Yeah.
okay.
Remember this movie? But now Pooh was just
Yeah,
happened to be there.
Pooh was in it because as it spirals out of control, they've lost control. But sometimes you hit gold, and you know what, they were fun anyway. What other stuff you guys want to yap and gab?
I'll have a quick one, which is just I watched The Host for the first
The
time.
Korean one?
Yes.
It's on my list.
I haven't seen it.
That is a good movie. That is a really good movie. Oh my gosh.
Okay, I need to know, how's the CG in it?
Not great, but you barely see the monster that much, so it's okay.
Okay.
It's very much a movie from like the mid-aughts.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a reason I put off watching it, is I've just been very worried that the CG is going to be too distracting for
Yeah,
me.
listen, it's not great, but the story, the characters, everything is amazing in it. I definitely I put that up higher on your list. I should have watched it sooner.
Hmm. And now, also, not to be terrible, but which Korean director of note is it by? The
Oh,
Old Boy one or the Parasite one?
the Parasite one.
Okay.
And you can really feel it. The main reason I watched it is I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch like Mickey 17 and like whenever it comes out. So I'm like, let me just go through some of his backlogs. Great, fantastic.
Did you
That's
hear why it's
100%
Mickey
when you watch it.
17 instead of Mickey 7?
Oh no, why?
Because he wanted to kill Robert Pattinson more.
Oh, I love him so much.
Robert Pattinson be into it though. He'd be down.
Mm-hmm.
He loves it.
Listen, he's secretly my celebrity crush because he gets it. He gets it.
Yeah, he's actually
like
a cool guy.
Yeah.
When he's standing there waiting for 9/11 to happen.
It was that one interview or something where he talked about like he went on a date with some girl and he just wanted to talk about Final Fantasy VII and she didn't care, so he
Okay.
went.
Okay.
I'm like,
So the story behind that is it was his stalker, and he
Yeah.
said, "Well, here, let's just go out to eat." And he wouldn't stop talking about Final Fantasy. And they interviewed her afterwards. She's like, "Yeah, he's just like really boring."
and I'm like, I feel
I'm like,
seen. He
Fantastic!
gets it, Edward Cullen.
What a real one.
He's so dreamy. But now I understand his tormented soul. He just wants to talk. He fell down like a wiki, and he just wants to talk about it. And all the girls
I
don't
like the
understand.
idea that Edward Cullen would just be like, "Dude, have you played Final Fantasy VII to a bunch of like high schoolers?" Dude, it's like the best game ever.
Dude,
It's amazing.
Do you think Robert Pattinson and Henry Cavill could be friends?
I think they could be friends.
100%. Yeah.
They'd make their own like wargaming club. In fact, they need to. It'd be like painting models, talking about like the Horus Heresy.
Welcome back to Hank and Rob's tabletop corner.
Oh, that would like blow up. They would instantly become like the #1 tabletop thing on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
It would be wild. Like Critical Role would just be weeping. They'd be done. It'd be over. But I'd watch that. The only movies I've been watching are me and my dad are watching all of the Mission Impossibles in preparation for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 2. So we watched Mission Impossible 1, and let me tell you, that movie holds up. I was really enjoying Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible 1 is like great.
It's really good. It's like it's weird because it's weird to say, but like it's like almost 30 years old, but part of the charm is that Tom Cruise is doing the stunts and that the stunts were not like CG or at least like there's like, oh man, it's like composites and he's like on the wire and he's flipping around on top of the train. Oh, that's neat. He's actually doing it. It's not like a CG Tom Cruise on top of like it looks like a Resident Evil CG movie that's happening.
I will say the first one is very it's down to earth
I like it
compared to
Oh, it gets
like
wild.
the newer ones. Yeah.
The first one also just has such a good opening. Like that is incredible that they have such an incredible cast, and then they murder all of them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you're like getting to know the team, and then just pop, pop, pop.
it's incredible. It's great. And then it's like, well,
Also, doesn't it make the original main character from the old TV show the villain?
yes, my dad was
Yes.
saying that apparently was like very controversial, but a lot of it's also people didn't see. So it's one of those things like if you were a big Mission Impossible fan, you didn't like it, but then if you didn't know anything, you're like, no, that's cool.
Yo, it's sick. Man, that dude's so evil.
I think at some point they retconned it to make he wasn't that guy or something, or I don't know. I know there's like I think there's like a retcon face pull where it was like another evil man.
Ooh.
But I don't remember. Maybe I'll find out in one of the other ones because I can't remember a lot of Mission Impossibles. They all kind of blend together.
I think I've only seen up to
8
the
or
Saudi
9 of them.
Arabia one.
I remember.
Yeah, is the new one? Is the new one number 8?
Yeah, I think. I don't know. It's good though. I liked it. I like number 8 part 1. It's great. Still works. Yes, Tom Cruise has to fight
Honestly-
the AI.
What's the
Honestly, if I saw a trailer, I would not be surprised. But if I saw a trailer for Fast and the Furious Mission Impossible,
Oh yeah, sorry.
I wouldn't even blink. I wouldn't even blink. I'd be like, "Yep." Yep.
Yeah. Sorry. So the previous one was Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Yeah, part 1.
And this is Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he has to go find the AI submarine ghost ship.
See.
I'm excited for it.
Mission Impossible 2, 3, and then Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation,
Okay.
Fallout, Dead Reckoning, and then
Ghost-
Dead Reckoning
Ghost-
finale.
Ghost Protocol is where they go to Saudi. No,
That's the Dubai.
they go to
I think
Dubai.
that's the Dubai one.
Is that the one where it has like they're in Russia and they blow up the or someone blows up the Kremlin and blames them for it?
I don't know.
I think
There's
that's
like a
that
point
one.
these all start blending together after 1, 2, and 3, and then I can't really remember anything from the other ones.
1, 2, and 3 blend together, and then whichever one's the Dubai one, I remember because that was the Brad Bird directed one, and I was like, oh yeah, he's doing it.
Well,
Maybe Rogue
two
Nation?
stands out. Two stands out because it's
It's the John Woo
long-haired
one.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
It's the John
Long-
Woo one. It's weird.
Yeah, it's long-haired and bullet time, and so it's like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, it's that one.
No, that Mission Impossible 2 is like the 2000s. Like 2000s the movie.
It is such a 2000s movie. Oh my
It
god.
is like screaming like, and then it's like,
Do they actually ride motorcycles at each other and tackle
yes,
each other in midair?
yes,
Yeah.
that's in the
I
trailer.
can never remember if I'm making
It's
that
so
up.
sick.
Why would you waste that on the trailer?
Because it's supposed to say there's even more shenanigans.
There's even better ones. There's that helicopter chase through the tunnel. That's so
No, that
cool.
was in Mission Impossible 1.
Was that 1?
Yeah, 1 was where John Reno was like, he was chasing the train through the helicopter, and he's in the tunnel.
Wait, what's 2's big one?
I don't know. This is part of the reason why me and my dad are rewatching all of these, is to try to get them compartmentalized.
You know what? I'm gonna be like straight up honest. Like Drew said, if this is like a Fast and the Furious movie, I'm feeling the exact same because they're just the same movies over and over again.
Yeah, but they're good though.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good formula. It's similar to when Goku does the power up, I clap. When Tom Cruise does the run and then jump onto something, I clap. Like he's doing the run. He's running.
He's doing an impossible run. Look at him.
Look at him. He's doing the impossible
Also-
run. Now he's gonna jump.
I watched that 15-minute documentary about him preparing for the motorcycle ramp into the free fall stunt.
Oh, it was cool. But that's like one of the things. It's bizarre because that movie, its gimmick is like we made a movie like a movie is made, and everyone's like, yeah, and then you watch the movie and it looks like a movie.
Mm-hmm. It looks better than the other movies that are coming out, and you're like, "What'd they do?" It's like, "Oh, they went and filmed on location."
That's like 90%. It's like we used like real sets and we did the stunts that with like mostly practical effects. So when like Tom Cruise is driving the motorcycle, he's driving the motorcycle, and then like yeah, we CG edited out like the ramp, but like he did ramp off the thing. And you're like, because it's not like it's not like a man sitting on top of like a pommel horse, kind of bouncing up and down as like computer artists like fill in the blanks, and you're just like, oh,
You know, it's not just a man in a blue room
But Kevin,
where
if
you look
wanna
at him
film-
from like neck down, and it's just a fake energy suit or whatever.
it's not even like the difference between Davy Jones, where there's a real man on set, they're CGing around, and Thanos, where they're just making a whole character.
Yeah.
Looks like doo-doo. But won't someone think of the unions? Or more accurately, the union busters?
well, that was why people did the CG, because they didn't have to pay
Mhm.
the visual effects didn't have a union, but the actual practical
Yep.
effects did.
Yep, the stuntmen are union.
But you can crank that animator for all he's worth.
Mhm.
Put him in the mines. So have you seen Redline before, Drew, or did you watch it?
Yeah, I've
again?
seen it. It's like one of my favorite movies. I just watched it again.
It's a good movie.
It's one of my favorites.
Redline's sick.
I like Redline. Yo, he drove that car real fast.
They drove that car real fast.
Well,
thank you.
that's the moral of the story. Is you got to find a lady where you're good enough where you put in that supercharger, and then your car explodes across your climax explodes across the finish line.
You gotta find that lady who will put in the better supercharger.
Yeah, that's how you know she's a keeper. Because it still counts if you get across the line. Doesn't matter if that car exploded.
Also, I forgot her name is Sonoshi McLaren.
Oh, yeah, they knew what they're up. They knew what's up.
Yep.
Redline's cool.
It's so sick.
Magic the Gathering saw it and said, "Why don't we make our new set like this?" And it didn't work, and they said, "Oh no." I don't want to get into a bit about Magic the Gathering, but I will anyway.
I was gonna say we can talk about Homestuck too.
All right, let's talk about that. First, I want to talk about Cultist Simulator, because Cultist Simulator is the exact opposite of Homestuck Part 2, where Cultist Simulator is a very cool game. I like the vibes. I like what it's doing. Basically, you're playing a card game. You're not told the rules. It's one of those...
Okay, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was a card game.
It's a card game. You're not told the rules. And it's less of like a Magic card game and more of like one of those board games.
Like Solitaire.
I would say
yeah.
like a Puerto Rico or one of those board games where you got to put your unit, your resource in the thing to make it go. You know, one of
Yes.
those?
Okay.
So like you'll get like work, and you need to work to get money to live, but you can also you can put like your cultist stuff in the work card in action, and then it'll do cultist stuff, but you won't get money, so you got to kind of balance that. It's one of those kind of deals where like putting stuff in and finding out what goes where and what you can do in other places unlocks different things. And it's supposed to be kind of hard to figure out because you're supposed to be delving into the unknown, into the paranormal, which is supposed to be difficult. But because it's also difficult. You die a lot from like things I don't know what happened, and I kind of get a little frustrated. We're like I get that's the point, and I respect that that's the point, and I think it's a cool game, but I don't like it. I do not.
Did you return it?
No, because I felt like it was one. I played it. I gave it like 4 hours, and two.
Yeah.
I think that the developer succeeded on their intent. Like,
Because
I'm not gonna.
I'm just asking because I feel like this is one of those things where I feel like you have to play it for a week and then take like 2 weeks off, and then come back to it and it'll have marinated,
Oh, I did that.
and then play it for a week and then take 2 weeks off and just keep doing that and let your brain slowly coalesce around it.
It's one of those where like I might play it again in the future, so I didn't refund it. And also, I think that the developers like they succeeded on what they attempted to do. Like this is not like a. This is like a like I endorse this game. It is not for me. It's that kind of thing. It's like But on the exact opposite, man, Homestuck, Hive Swap, whatever, Part 2 is terrible. Like, it is awful. It is all of the worst parts of Homestuck. Like, literally all of the worst parts of Homestuck. Like, the first Homestuck game actually had, like, adventure game puzzles where you're collecting items and using them on stuff. And there was, like, some charming kind of, like it... But this, like, so, like, the first Hive Swap Part 1, while flawed, captures the part of Homestuck while it was good. Where you had, like, kid going around their weird house and discovering things. And a little bit of troll stuff, but not too much. But it was still, like...
Not to step on your toes, Kevin, that it sounds like Hive Swap Part 2 succeeded on the second half of Homestuck.
Oh, it succeeded 100% on the second half of Homestuck, which is, what if it was like all this troll nonsense with characters that are just endlessly spouting off like reams of text, and it's hard to read because they put all their weird typing quirks in there. So, like, you're being forced with, like, paragraphs upon paragraphs of dialogue that's just hard to look at. And that's all there is. And the characters are just standing there talking at each other. Like, you're not solving puzzles. One of the puzzles I had to solve was I had to talk to 2 trolls back and forth, like, 6 times. That's the puzzle. You had to talk to the Juggalo one, and then talk to the other one because he wanted to get a autograph, and then you had to take it over. And they're like in the same room, like 3 feet apart. It's terrible. It's terrible.
I also just watching you pull up a game pack, and even the game pack was you're just like, who the hell are these characters?
You know all the characters. The names are not there. So right now, where I am, I'm in like the trial section where there's like 12. They enter because every time you go to so you're on like a troll train, like a snow piercer, and you're trying to go up through the thing, and every cabin you go introduces like 12 more trolls, and they're like all have names like Kayana and Ayana and Taigana, and they all look the same, and they all talk the same, and then this one's trying to talk to you, so you're like, oh, well, Ayana had the book before Kayana got it from the backpack, and I'm just, my brain is dying. It's dying. I can't take this.
Okay, how long did you play that?
Like 2 hours.
2 hours.
Oh my god,
This
that
game's-
sounds awful.
Apparently,
and he looked like he was in the same room the entire time.
I looked on the guide. I am roughly like 75% way through the game as well. Like after this sequence, there's like 2 more at the end.
Okay, it's probably just because of the setting and what we talked about last week, but now I wish the Hive Swap Part 2 was just a murder on the Orient Express, but with Homestucks.
It would have been... I don't know, like when you're playing this thing, and also, because it captures, like, literally it captures Homestuck.
And also when you're just watching someone play this thing.
Like, it feels like everything that was before has gone off the rails, and also, like, everything has failed, been forgotten, and so we go, crap, what's the easiest thing that we can do to capture this audience? We're just gonna have the trolls talk to each other. We don't have to draw. We just write dialogue, like 4 paragraphs of nonsense, like not even paragraphs, 4 like pages of nonsense, and we'll just put it up there and we're done for the week. And that's what this game feels like.
That's what Homestucks want.
That's what it turned into. And it, like, because I'm not saying that I don't hate like I'm like, ooh, icky pooey adventure games or murder mysteries or visual novels, because I've played a lot of them and I like a lot of them. But also those have gameplay elements between, like I played the AI Divine whatever, the second series from the 999. You didn't even talk about like 999. Yeah. Where like 999 is you get like the dialogue parts and then you get an escape room puzzle you have to solve. And this game is like, no, there's no escape room puzzles. There's no Danganronpa trial that you're trying to figure out. And then the trial itself will have separate mini games to keep you kind of like engaged while you're doing it. So like, we need to figure out who was the culprit. And now we have to do like a kind of a bad skiing mini game where we recap the murder, but you know what? It's something to keep your brain like, okay, I'm still engaged here. This one does none of that. You're literally clicking, talking to people, and you're talking to clearly like fan characters. Like that's what also the thing of this is that it screams of like fan fiction.
Mm-hmm.
This is not like. This is not the tone of Homestuck. This is the tone of someone writing like a Homestuck fan fiction.
Kevin, I'm so disappointed in you. I really thought you were gonna say this is not the tone of Homestuck. This is the tone of Pooh's Adventure Wiki.
No, Pooh's Adventure Wiki is far more consistent.
No, that's good. That's competent writing though.
Oh, okay.
Listen,
okay.
Like I would much rather the Pooh's Adventure people do Pooh's Adventures of Homestuck. You would come up with a much better thing than this, because it's just a failure on almost all assets. The music is good. Music's pretty good. I think it was co-done by Toby Fox, so like it's kind of cheats there. But like the soundtrack has been pleasant the entire time. I've liked it.
Yeah, that was funny. I literally posted that in chat and then immediately after you're just like, the music is good here, like before time even caught up to us.
Like the art, I would say I don't think the art is very good. Like it's competent, but it doesn't look like Homestuck. Like Homestuck has a very specific style that's actually closer to Pooh's Adventure Wiki, where it's just a bunch of photoshopped objects kind of together. But this one's more like, I don't want to say it's Tumblr, but it's Tumblr. There's a lot of
it's like that Tumblr Adventure Time styling.
Yeah, and it's like that's not the vibe. That's a little too soft for what Homestuck is supposed to be. Homestuck is like,
I don't know, Kevin. I don't think you can say it was Tumblr because there were not any red noses.
That's true. That turned in there like the Nasonex red nose or whatever. But it is worse than I thought it would be. It is like way worse than I thought it would be. Similar to basically, I also want to be clear. This is not me coming in as like Homestuck hater. I hate it. This is me coming in as someone who liked Homestuck a lot. I reread all of it, all of the comic. I couldn't.
Yep.
But I couldn't deal with like the epilogue.
You read a chunk of Homestuck 2.
I've read a chunk of Homestuck 2, and then I got tired of it because it turned into like walls of text with troll talk. I'm like, no, thank you. And then I started on Homestuck 2 Part 2, where it looked like they were gonna cut down on the walls of text with troll garbage, and no, they didn't. They did it again. They got me again. Fell for it again award. It's me. All right, you know what? Let me look. Let's find out. Let's find out here. Homestuck 2. Where are we at? Where's the log? Where's the log? Oh God. Okay. Are we in? Okay. Oh God, it's still doing it. It's
Walls
still
of text.
it's still doing it. It's just walls of text. It's just walls of text. Oh man. Oh, it's just Dirk and Terezi in their own planet, and then they're doing garbage. I don't care. Oh, I don't. I don't. Okay, whatever.
You probably should have done something more like better with your time. Like maybe watch something
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Have y'all seen
Like
the
Gundam.
trailer for?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, have y'all seen the trailer for Friendship?
Oh yeah,
No.
I have. Okay,
Yeah.
that's on my list to watch as well.
Yeah.
It's Paul Rudd
and
and
Tim Robinson.
Tim Robinson.
Okay.
Here, I'm getting a link now.
I'll look at that.
It's the I think you should leave guy.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah.
Tim Robinson.
Yeah, it's it turned like it looks to be Tim Robinson gets invited to a new friend group, and then when he's Tim Robinson, they ask him to leave, and he does not take the rejection well.
Okay. No, see, like, I have to clean my plate of this Homestuck because I want to do Mech Warrior. I'm thinking about Mech Warrior March. I got some plans. I downloaded like the free to play one. I downloaded the mod, the Mech Warrior Living Legends, that you have to download the Crisis Wars demo because the mod is built upon the demo of Crisis Wars. And you have to download a separate launcher to launch into it and then go into the Discord to find out when people are playing because there are at max like 14 people playing this game. So we are in there.
Now you're playing a real game.
We are in there.
Now
We are
you're
in
playing
the
a real
grognard because I gotta listen. I wanna because I read the article. So I about how like the Gundam miniature game. They did like a
Miniature game?
Yeah, they interviewed the guy, and they're still being cagey about it. But he was talking about like, yeah, I was looking at games like Mech Warrior, and I'm like, I knew it. I could tell because of the hexes and the movement. The Gundam game's gonna be like Mech Warrior. It's all coming together. But I also like Mech Warrior a lot because it's slow. It's a slow robot shooter, and I can play that with like.
Ooh, I like that.
Because you're basically playing World of Tanks, but with robots.
Oh yeah, thumb update. How's your thumb, Kevin?
I think we've like stalled out on how good it's going to be. There's a theory that it will never get any better than it is, or maybe it will slowly get better than it is. But like, I'll know for sure a week from, well, I guess next week when this is out. I'll see the doctor, and then they'll let me know what the deal is. Because it's not like there's no tears. There's nothing like there's literally like nothing I can do except time. At least that's the thing. Like there's no like pills I can take.
Yeah, there's no
fix.
physical therapy.
No. Like that ain't gonna do it. You just gotta kind of wait. It is getting better though. Like it's slowly getting better. But it's still gonna be like a while. But I think I can. I'm like, I don't know if I can do. Basically, I'm debate every day when I look at my Steam. I'm like, am I gonna just uninstall Street Fighter 6? Am I just gonna uninstall it and remove the temptation?
I think you have to get a hitbox.
Yeah.
But then it's like see, the thing is like, it's not just my thumb, but like my pointer finger on my left hand is also like a little sore because the tendon is like the tendon between them. That's the one that got injured. So it's like, I don't know about that.
Well, it's also even a hitbox. Typically, the up button is your thumb.
Yeah. Well, I think it could do that. Like it can move down.
Yeah, it can just push a button if it's like already comfortably rested somewhere.
Like if like it's hard to explain without showing, but like my finger can move. It just kind of can't move in certain ways. Like you can
Yeah.
honestly do like a controller movement and it can like do it. It just can't like if you're trying to do like a pinching motion, my hand does not like doing the pinching motion. It's not like that one. But like if you're like laying your hand flat on the table or like on the hitbox, oh, it can do that. It can do that just fine. But that's one of those where like that would be something to look into after my next thing when I'm cleared or I talk to the doctor, because I want to get back into like I want to do miniature wargaming real bad. I want to do it. But I want to do like,
feel you there.
But I want to do like small scale. I think my mistake was trying to do Warhammer that has like all the models instead of going with like one of those games where it's like here your army's like 5 dudes. I'm like, I could do that. I can do
Oh heck yeah, kill team or like combat patrol is the best.
Yeah, or like that was what inspired me to look back into BattleTech and Mech Warrior, because it's like, yo, you buy that so like in Warhammer points, they like the newbie get started BattleTech box has like 4,000 points in Warhammer equivalency.
Damn. Oh, that's great.
Like it's wild. It's what?
Oh heck yeah.
Which is like a full army, and if you didn't know, where like the Warhammer box is you're gonna get like a third of an army, if that. Depends on like how it goes.
Like, in a Warhammer box, you'll get maybe. So to get a full, it's 1,000 points. You'll maybe get 350.
Yeah. Also, apparently, proxies super encouraged in Mech Warrior. Like the box comes with little cardboard standees, and they said, "Yeah, just use this as the opponent's mechs. It's fine. Who cares?
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
It's cool.
Look, we're just playing for fun.
Yeah,
that's all.
You're just driving
like,
your robot.
oh, that's awesome.
You're driving your robot around. It's fine." And you're like, "Yeah, thank you, Mech Warrior." So like, I've been looking at that. And then my grand scheme is that you get into that, and then the Gundam game's going to come out, and it's going to be on the similar system.
Yes.
Because I'm
so
only like
hungry.
I am so hungry for the Gundam game.
Oh yeah, how's the Gundam go through going?
It's hit a slight pause due to like Homestucks. Like the next one I'm going to do, I want to rewatch all of the 79 the original Gundam movies. The summer.
Oh
movies.
Yeah, those are good.
All those are all on Netflix. I'm like, I should probably rewatch that to refresh myself on Gundam the original. And then I was probably gonna watch Hathaway because it's also on Netflix.
Hell yeah.
And then I don't know.
No, you gotta go. You gotta go. The Gundam movies, Char's Counterattack, Hathaway.
Yeah. And then it's either part of me is darkly curious to say, should I try watching Seed again? Because
give it a 3-episode go and see how you feel.
Because like I feel like I want to know, is Seed worse than that CG Gundam show I watched on Netflix? Like, is that really worse than that one? I need to reevaluate.
Maybe.
Because I don't know. It might not be.
I don't know. Oh yeah, how was the 00 movie?
I really liked. Oh crap! I didn't talk about the 00 movie because I got distracted by Pooh's Adventure Wiki. The 00 movie is an excellent episode of Star Trek that unfortunately, or Star Trek. I said track to show like my inauthentic, but like they had to shoehorn in the cool robots doing the cool robot stuff. And while I did like the cool robots doing the cool robot stuff, this movie should have had no fighting in it. Like there should
Yes.
have been zero fighting in this movie. This is literally Kirk or Picard looking at like an alien and trying to figure out how to talk to it, which I think is very good and on point thematically with Gundam 00. It's just there should have been no action. Like the Gundam part should not have been in this movie. And I understand why you gotta put in the Gundam part and show the Gundams doing the cool shoots, which is like, yeah, and they are cool shoots.
To be fair, what the Gundams are doing is they're just shooting like stationary objects.
Yeah, but like indiscriminately.
Yeah, just
aliens.
Yeah, indiscriminate fire.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like I like it. Like I'm saying, it's really cool when it's happening, but like it didn't need to. Like the movie should have been like if you want to write your movie to have the Gundams do cool stuff. Like Endless Waltz had the Gundams doing cool stuff. They were, and it needed to have the plot needed them to do cool stuff. This one's like, I really like the plot. The plot's on point, but the plot you wrote means the Gundams shouldn't be doing literally anything.
Yes.
Like the whole point of this is should be people sitting around at like tables talking, and then like doing experiments. Like that's it. That's it.
I'll take it back. It should have been people sitting around talking, and then maybe a little bit of the final battle because they have to get
you gotta get them into the core,
and then that's it.
Yeah, like you need to get the Gundam into the core to activate so it can talk to the thing. And you could have like a little bit. You could have like a plan of trying to get that going. I also think it would have been more on point if the aliens weren't killing the people, and like after they did the communication, it turns out everyone was okay. That would have been a little less like, oh, you're supposed to talk to the aliens. Because they were just trying to do the same thing to us that we're like, they were trying to figure people out by eating them. Which, you know.
Yeah, they're just living metal. They don't know what's going on. They're like, okay, we'll just absorb more metal. This makes sense, right?
Their solar system blew up. They're having a rough one. There's some cool imagery in that movie.
And then oh yeah, it's awesome.
I like it when Jupiter's red spot opens up and the aliens come out. I'm like, oh man, that's like that part in Getter Robo where Jupiter became the Getter Ray sun, and then they had to cut it in half. And you're like, don't think about the physics of how that works. Just ignore it. Getter rays. It makes it happen. It's fine.
I like all the old sub characters that we know and love just sacrificing themselves.
Yeah, well,
so that he can get to that core.
Listen, he had to do it. He had to do it. All his friends died. He needed to die in battle.
He said, "Hey, aliens, we're cool," and the aliens are like, "Oh, really? We're all right, awesome. Yeah, we'll like let you use our metal now."
Oh, I liked the ending of that. Were they literally making like Gundam the Enterprise and they're going off into space? I'm like, yeah.
I know.
Yeah, that's great.
Awesome.
Listen, if we have a Gundam 00 sequel series that's just Star Trek but with Gundams, I'm down. I'm like super down.
Every third episode, there's like a Gundam fight and that's it.
Well, you know, you got to throw it in there. Because then you get like you're talking. You get your talking with your aliens, but then sometimes the alien's going to whip out, it's like transforming robot, and they're not going to be friendly, so we're going to have to whip out the Trans Am system and show them what's up.
Look, they attacked us first. We just, send our Gundam out there to, disarm it, and then we're like, hey, can we talk?
Listen, we have to defeat them in honorable combat, so they'll join the Federation, which means we're gonna have our tournament arc with our giant robots.
The idea of a Klingon seeing a Gundam just fly by is like, whoa, these guys are sick.
a Klingon would be like, something's happening in my nethers. It's like a man, but a machine. It's so big.
Listen. It's so fast. It's the greatest ship ever.
We need screw our birds of war. I want that. I want like 100 of those.
Hold on a second. They're doing sword fights in their big robots? All right. No, we're in. 100%.
I want a beam backlaw or whatever. I want it.
It really is.
Computer, make beam Like, I want it. I need them.
I want it, please.
I will
Morph,
not
get out
have
of that
honor
Gundam.
until we
No.
have them.
I need this for my honor.
My honor demands that we make a Klingon Gundam. No, that's fine. You can see it. It worked just fine.
Oh, hell yeah.
It'd be great. It'd be a great
That'd
show.
be sick.
Vulcans are like the Romulans are like, nah. No, the Romulans would make the Gundams look like themselves. I would say like
The Romulans would steal a Gundam at some point, and then that's
they'd
like going to be a
yeah.
subplot.
Yeah, they do it.
And then we're just doing Stardust Memories, but with aliens.
And see this conversation, and this is what leads to the Pooh's Adventures Wiki. See, it all goes around. Like you start talking like this. You just start having your nerd conversation, and then you create the Pooh's Adventures Wiki. But we have like the sense to like go on to do something else. But like what happens when you're neurodivergent is that thought never leaves, and you got to put it. It just keeps compounding.
It all comes back to Pooh's adventure.
It's Pooh's Adventures Pooh's Adventures of Gundam 00 First Contact, when Winnie the Pooh, Clifford the Big Red Dog, Setsuna F. meet Worf in the Federation. Everything goes wild.
Clifford, we need you in his gun armor. You have to attach the packs to Gundam 00 so he can power up and win the fight.
Oh bother! I'm activating the Trans Am, Christopher Robin. All right.
No, Pooh, you can't do that.
Now, see, whenever Pooh activates the Trans Am system, he sees Christopher Robin in the zone, and he tells him, like, "Don't worry, Pooh. I'll still remember you, even after all this time in the quantum zone." All right, I gotta stop here. I gotta stop. This is getting too much.
Yes.
It's getting too much. Bye.
We're about to create the new Pooh's
We're
adventure.
about to birth it. Bye.
Bye.
Later days.